Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mania Airsoft. I'm your host Taz, and today we'll be doing a full in-depth review of the MTW with the Wraith Aerostock. Absolutely gorgeous piece of kit. For years I have been running a Wolverine Inferno Gen 1 in my APS Guardian, and it actually has lasted me 10 years, no problem. I've only recently changed it out to an Inferno Gen 2 as well. But when I had the opportunity to get the MTW with the Wraith Aerostock, yeah, had to have it. Now a lot of people are probably a little bit nervous about this gun for the simple fact that it's got a 13 milliliter bottle at the back. And a lot of people would have been worried as regards, how many shots am I going to get out of it? What's the kind of the pros and cons with it? Yeah, you can't collapse the stock, it's a fixed stock. But if you're a lover of HPA like me, you'll find a way around a lot of these things. So all in all, out of the box, absolute solid. Really is a good solid piece of kit. CNC aluminium. The bottle at the back goes on there, not a problem. Has a collapsible stock. There is a little bit of a gap here at the end, not a big major issue, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have a little piece of foam sitting on there, so when I do have it up into my shoulder, it'll fit nicely. Now with this particular bottle as well, you have a little collar on it. Now the little collar on it on these first strike bottles, it is about, say, 3/4 of an inch. You can get bottle valves that are a lot bigger, and I have one here. Just leave that there for a second. Now this is a V2 Pro Ninja regulator, and I'll just pop off the, so essentially from there's the tread, and on the Ninja regulator from here up is the tread. So as you can see, it's a sizable lot bit bigger. So if you actually had this on your first strike bottle, your bottle would actually be sticking out past the end of the stock, which would actually make it a little bit more awkward and cumbersome. So for the €50 that this is, it is well worth this bottle. Now, in saying that, there is a little bit of an issue with this bottle. When this bottle is actually screwed into your gun and you're actually firing away, the pressure spring that is inside does make this kind of a ping noise. And when actually fired, hopefully you should be able to hear it on the camera. But there is a way of actually fixing this problem. I'll put a link down below. What it is, there's an actual pressure kit spring. Now there's about 2 or 3 washers in a spring, and it's very easy to kind of change out the spring in order to be able to kind of get the thing, and it sorts out that issue. So it's not a problem. It's a quick fix as far as I've been told. I haven't done it myself yet, but for every bottle that you have, you will need to get a spring for every single bottle to kind of to reduce this little bit of a noise. Not a big problem. Okay, while I have this, while I have the cover off as well, a lot of people are asking, right, can I tournament lock the bottle and whatnot? Yes, 100% tournament locked. Anything Wolverine do is actually tournament locked. And here's your tournament collar right here. There it is there. So when you go to a Chrono and you're firing your shots, you'll stick your Allen key in there and write 0.8 of a joule, 0.82, 0.9 of a joule, 0.95 of a joule. You know, get it up as high as you can to your ring. Slide it across like so, and then it's a cable tie. Cable tie goes, that's it, on like so, and I slide it around, and I can't do it now because I've after gone the wrong side. There we go, we get it around this side. Just jam it in under. Now the reason why I do stick it in underneath here, like so. I'll nip that off. Now, when I'm going up to Chrono, I will go up with these snips. I'll give it to the Martian. I'll get him to kind of put the clip on and Chrono. Now, cannot move at all. And then when I go to put my cover back on, it doesn't affect the cover at all in any way whatsoever. It fits nice and flush. I can work away. Now, as it stands at the moment, my reg there is about 1.5 bar. Normally a full bottle is at 3 bar. So 3 bar pressure, which is essentially 300 psi, which is quite a lot. We should be able to kind of get a good amount of shots out of this particular weapon. But in order to make this weapon as efficient as I can on air, one of the things that I've actually done with the barrel in it is a stainless steel PDI 601 barrel. So it is the tightest bore that I can potentially get. And the reason for that is if I've got a 605 or a 608, I'm using more air to get the BB down a bigger barrel. Whereas if I actually tighten it down, I'm actually consuming air. So it just makes it a lot more air efficient. Now, I don't know yet. I have to do the range test tomorrow and I'll find out, and I'll keep note of how many mags I put down. Each of the mags hold 120 rounds. It's empty. Okay. Has a very nice feature on it. When the actual gun stops firing, it will not do anything at all whatsoever. So you take out a mag, put in a fresh mag, you have to hit that catch, and that's it, you'll start firing again. So the realism that you're running out of BBs is actually very good. So it's another little kind of a nice feature about it. And there's that little follower there that kind of does the business, that kind of knocks the, see what I mean, once I push down. So that essentially tells the gun that there's no more BBs left. Lovely feature. And the magazines are very robust. I was asked a question as well, how robust is this gun? And okay, crap, I actually don't know this question. And I went on to the Wolverine website and I went looking through their videos, and sure enough, the guys are standing in the car park and one of the guys comes in his Jeep towing this behind on the trailer hitch, and it is bouncing around all over the place. The handrail comes off and they're like, okay, I think we broke it. They stick a battery into it, stick a mag into it, and the thing just starts shooting like a champion. So this thing is just unbelievable. One of the other guys gets a rope with a steel carabiner, puts it through there and launches it into a canal with the magazine in, takes it out and starts firing. Now the electrics were waterproof and it didn't actually have the cover on it. Now this is the Billet Spec. So the Billet Spec doesn't have a dust cover on it, and it doesn't have the follower like what you'd actually have on a normal M4, but there is an actual dust cover that you can actually get. I can't remember the site offhand, but there will be a link below. And essentially it's a CNC plastic. There's two particular models you can get, and then yellow, green, blue, red, all the colors you want, and it clips in. If personally I'm going to get it because I just don't want anything getting in there, because in Ireland it does heavily rain, and where I kind of play in the forest, I just prefer not to have an opening where something potentially can get in. So as I was saying to you about having the follower there, I'll just put this down for a second. Now, this is the follower that I was telling you about. This is my normal kind of one, has its own little dust cover. I've made it a little easy to get open. So and there's my Inferno Gen 2 with my Max Hop Pro. This as well is the Max Hop Pro as well. Now, as regards your scopes and things like that, I do have 3/4 of a riser on mine, just so I can see down my scope. You'll need to do the same with this, because the cheek pad is a little bit low. All right, 1 second there. Now, where were we? Yeah. One of the other little features as well about this, your battery goes into the pistol grip on your gun. So you'll need something like a screwdriver or little pliers or tweezers. Pops out like so. You don't have to really worry about losing that because there is a rubber O-ring on it, and it actually is quite robust. So I'll just pop this out like so. There's the battery. The battery is tiny, but don't worry, it will last. That battery would last a weekend and then some. Not a problem at all. Get in there. There we go. So just slide that down in there. Yeah, no BBs in the gun. Now, remember the way I was saying when you're firing, the valve can actually make this ping, 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 ping noise. If you just listen kind of right here. Okay, you might not be able to hear it on the camera, but when you actually have this up to your cheek, you can kind of hear it popping away in there, a little bit annoying. Okay. No BBs in the gun. No BBs in the gun. So essentially I'm going to push down the follower so you can see, right? Firing away. You can see the selector switch is on fire. Stick in the magazine. The gun detection has already kicked in straight away because there is no BBs in this. Stick it on the full auto. Nothing. Single. Still none. So I'll eject the magazine. Essentially the releases back down again. Work away. Very, very nice safety feature with that. Didn't need to put my eye pro on because I kind of knew that was going to kind of happen like that. Okay, another little thing as well, guys. When you are actually do get your actual your bottles, if you're going to have more than one bottle on the day, you are going to have a safety cap. What I would suggest is when you are traveling with the bottle, make sure you keep the cap on. You do not want to damage that thread. You damage that thread, game over. It's, I mean, it's like a nice thread and it's easy enough to damage. Actually, while I have the cap off, another question I was asked is how easy is it to change a bottle? So if you are in a mill sim or something like that and you have to bring a bottle or two out, which if we'll find out how many shots you have, and it's as simple as this. You'll take off your cover. You won't do anything with the tournament lock at all whatsoever. So there's the release. I push in with my thumb. Comes off like so. You can have it on safe if you want. No big deal. A little bit of it as it comes off. Your next bottle. Yeah. Oops. There we go. And you're back in the fight. It really is that quick. The one little thing I didn't like about it, actually put that back on there for a second, which is a little bit annoying. Your sling mount is right here. Get in there. Doesn't want to play ball with me now. There we go. It's just, it's not in a nice place. I just, now look, it's not a big thing. I'll make it work. Normally I'd have my sling like so, and it kind of clips onto my whole, and so it'd hang like so, but it's just, I prefer it not to be there, if you know what I mean. Right, what we'll do is we'll actually fill a mag, put 1 or 2 shots through Chrono so you can actually see how it fires and see what it's kind of coming in at. I will also fill a magazine, or sorry, I will also fill a bottle as well with air so you can actually see the process of it being filled. Very, very easy, not a big thing to do. Actually, this is the more fuller of the two. We'll actually fill this bottle. This bottle at the minute is coming in at 1.5 bar. Okay, so really simple. I do scuba diving. This is one of my tanks, and this is actually my fill line. So you'll get a Dean's connection connected on in there. Clips on over your mount like so. There we go, make sure that's off. That's the bleed valve. So I just turn it on very, very slowly. Actually, hang on, I'll turn it around so it's easier for you to see. Now I'm just going to open up my yeah, you'll see it starting moving slowly now in a second. I'm not sure how much air I have left in my tank. Has it even moved any at all? In the tank I've got 1.5 bar. Yeah, 1.5 bar. I need to get a refill. The bottle that is on the tank is at 3 bar, so we'll actually switch out and use this for test fire, and I'll try and keep the one that's at 3 bar so it'll give us an actual full and proper reading. So close off your bottle, your tank, release the air pressure, and that's it. So I'll put that back on. Actually no, I won't. I'll change that out again, and we'll do our quick test fire. So, like I said, save this one for the test fire tomorrow. Put a few shots through this now, just to get a chrono to get a chrono. Now, the dwell is set in the factory, I believe, and it is set for 2/8. It's normally what I use, but I actually am thinking about changing the weight of my BB, and I will be starting off my range test with 2/8, 3s, 3/2s, 3/6s and 4s. And essentially I want to see what is the optimal range that I can get, and I'll be testing it against my APS Guardian Wolverine Inferno Gen 2 against this as well, to actually see which is the better range. Now the only advantage is my APS Guardian, the barrel is in that for a good many years, so it's had thousands of rounds through it, so it's very, very well polished and broken in, where this is obviously a newer barrel and a newer hop. But both of the hops, both of the barrels and both the bookings are all brand new, because they've literally only after being changed, so the BBs could be a little bit all over the place, but we'll see how that goes. My trusty speed loader. These magazines do not grip into the don't know why, but not a problem. Just hold it in. Yeah, there we go. So there we are. There's our magazine in. Stick it on the safe. Now, iPro 1. Right, I have the chrono set for 2/8, and I have it's 2/8 is what I've actually just put in the gun there now in a second. So we'll just put 1 or 2 rounds through. Right, so that is coming in at, let's see, that is coming in at 0.962 of a joule. Um, 0.88. Now the Max Hop itself has one of those essentially BB catchers in there like that. So you know the way when you pull out a magazine, you can actually get a few BBs that normally falls out of the gun itself. The Max Hop Pro stops that from happening. Now in order for it to get those BBs that are still just in that hop, you need to kind of tilt it a little bit, and like what I did, I knew it was potentially going to fire it again, so I just got the rounds out and cleared the weapon. So all good. Yeah. Right, so guys, as you can see, it is at 0. I have the magazine in the gun, so I'm just going to, actually, do you know what? You can see, I have to move it around like so. So it's still at 0, but I'm doing it this way just so you can see because of the weight of the actual weapon. So she is coming in at 200 and 2 kilos, 2 kilos 90. There you go. So nearly 3 kilos. Take out the magazine. 7.5. So 2.7. So there you are, guys. That's that. A magazine, empty magazine. Oh, what? 2 kilos. 200 grams. Right, guys, we will do the next part of this out on the field, and we will have everything we need. Catch you tomorrow.